this case, major upset run by very experienced TOs, but still, like, for the first iteration, it's kind of crazy.
It is crazy, especially someone like lloD coming out, because he doesn't show up to too many majors. You know, he's busy being a doctor, as his hoodie says. So it's cool that we have him. And on the other hand, KoDoRiN, massive grinder, always out here in these top 8s at majors, going right into it.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Seeing lloD playing is kind of always a treat, especially because he sort of has to be picky about what he's going to go to. I know that lloD originally was kind of like MDVMA. Oh, what am I trying? MDMA. No, what am, oh my God.
MDVA.
MDVA.
Yeah.
The DMV for people who aren't in Smash.
Yeah, no one says MDVA. I'm from Maryland. No one says that besides Smashers, which is kind of funny. I don't know why that's a thing.
But I don't know if he still lives there.
Yeah, I'm not sure, actually. I think he went to med school in Pittsburgh. But yeah, I'm not sure where he's doing his residency right now. But he's mostly a major threat now as opposed to a regional type guy.
Absolutely. So, of course, we got Marth Peach on the screen. Both of these players very familiar with the matchup. Of course, we mentioned lloD. He has Rishi as his brother, so he's had a ton of practice. That you could arguably say that this is his most practiced matchup. And then KoDoRiN, in terms of Peach practice, I'm trying to think like kind of who really stands out as someone that KoDoRiN would regularly be playing with.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but I feel like now, you know, in the Slippy era, it's like you can just practice with basically anybody from any region. So I'm sure he knew like lloD was potentially in this bracket path and working on this matchup. Already getting these tech chases going.
Oh my God, the single hit nair.
That's not something KoDoRiN pulls out a lot. Oh, that was a bit of a drop on that turn.
God, this punish.
3 up airs. lloD, big combo. That barely kills. Okay.
Love the sound effects in Melee. I feel like that's one of the things that's really stood the test of time. Is just Marth's tipper sounds sound beautiful.
So satisfying to hit. Okay. Oh, barely misses the turnip down. lloD has a very flow-charted edge guard on Marth. He does the turnip down sometimes. Marth Killer does the charge up smash thing when Marth is like standing up from his up B on stage lag.
Yeah, but, you know, despite that flowchart, already dropped 2 edge guards, taken about like 60%, and it's still going. So not the kind of start that you're wanting to see from lloD. I know lloD had to get through, I believe, S2J, and was
S2J.
potentially going to play a Peach Ditto, but didn't end up going that way. But right now, KoDoRiN really looking at control, and I feel it all comes back to those missed edge guards. Just took so much percent when they could have kind of swung it back in his side.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, you know, when lloD's choosing to go in versus when he's choosing to pull a turnip. There, instead of trying to get that edge guard where KoDoRiN was too close to the stage, just pulls a turnip, gets that forward throw kill. But yeah, the neutral definitely becomes a lot easier for Peach when she has a turnip in hand. But Marth doesn't give you that many opportunities to pull a turnip unless you knock him off stage.
Yeah, interesting choice to up B there. Up air, not going to kill, but we're getting pretty close. At this point, I really like the way that KoDoRiN has just kind of playing like a bit of an attrition style, you know, going for the percent, kind of okay with letting Peach live to 200 as long as kind of you're leveraging the neutral advantages that Marth kind of has available to him.
Yeah, KoDoRiN's playing this really well. Okay, tries to scout that roll in. Oh, jump counter is interesting. Not sure if that was on purpose.
That was a very, very aggressive and committed option to go for. Like, jump counter, if you get clipped at all, which is what we just saw, you have nothing. Like,
no
there is no resource available to you. So kind of surprising given kind of where we were at in the state of the game.
Yeah, potentially could matter here if lloD can even get in on KoDoRiN. DIing out of that down smash well.
Right. Really, really good job of leveraging the corner on KoDoRiN's end. lloD just not really able to get out, trying to escape to the top platform, and actually does a bit of a bait there. Really like that because so often Peach is kind of having to heavily commit to the top platform, and so just KoDoRiN not ready for it.
The Stitch gets nothing off of it. That's the second special turn-up we've seen this game.
Again, Peach in the corner, goes for retreat to top platform, kind of goes for it. I feel like the last couple options we've been seeing for KoDoRiN have kind of been forcing it, but it doesn't matter. Goes for an up tilt, takes game 1.
Yeah. Yeah, KoDoRiN was definitely pressing the issue a decent amount there. It was kind of risky, especially with that counter on the second to last stock. But it also makes sense because you don't want lloD to be able to grab a turnip. that makes it a lot easier for him to actually get in and get something started. So KoDoRiN taking that one. Bit scary, but yeah, we'll see. See what lloD counter picks here. Probably Dreamland.
Yeah, opts to reset his controller, maybe kind of something a little bit off there. One of the things I always think whenever I see lloD play, and this is not to like disrespect lloD's drive or anything like that, but I always wonder like between the two players, like who wants it more? And it feels like lloD always has this kind of like side priority thing. You know, he's not like all in on melee. And because of that, like I wonder how that affects sort of how invested he is in any given match. And sometimes not being invested can actually help you. But like, you know, KoDoRiN has, I feel like, a lot more to prove because this is kind of his main gig, his main thing. Whereas if you got Doctor to fall back on it, it matters a little bit less.
That's true, yeah. It definitely, it can put less pressure on lloD, but I think he still definitely like wants to do well because he's also
like not to say he doesn't care. He clearly cares a lot. Like,
but he's also like tweeted about looking for a sponsor, and you know, doing well at a major is part of, you know, how you get there. And he's done well at all the majors in 2022 that he went to, but it feels like he has to show out the rare opportunities he actually can make it to a major.
Absolutely, and I think both of these players kind of are in a phase of their careers where they're sort of just like, there's still a lot to prove, even though KoDoRiN has had like a lot of good wins. You know, he's beaten HBox, he's just
Mango.
had Mango, oh yeah, like kind of consistently done well against the space. He's just beat SFAT to get to this very set, but he's not kind of in that like top 5 tier where you're expecting him to kind of take home a win often. So this is a really good place for him to do that.
Yeah, and these two players I think are right next to each other on the rankings, both barely missing top 10. I think both of them were not happy about it, especially KoDoRiN with his activity compared to, you know, the players that were directly above him. So, you know, if you want to get top 10 this year, these losers, you know, top 8 sets like matter a lot, you know, getting 5th versus 7th.
Oh, absolutely. And I think like this is where you get like a real meaningful chance to not just go deep in bracket, but like get those big valuable wins. So yeah, it matters a lot. I mean, and of course this is losers, so you know, this is the final run that they have.
lloD getting that counter hit nair to take a clean stock lead. KoDoRiN nicely scouting that out, but doesn't get too much off it. Yeah, KoDoRiN's really good about when he misses a tech chase, just waiting for the option out of the tech and just punishing it. He does that a lot versus Spaceys and Falcon as well.
Yeah, in general, KoDoRiN kind of favoring tech chases in his punish game. I know with Spaceys, he'll kind of do the forward throw tech chase a lot. Yeah. I spoke with him a while back, and he basically just said, like, I have faith in my ability to do a reaction tech chase more than I do to have to kind of like look for a slight DI or that kind of thing. Obviously, that's not going to apply here against Peach, but that tech chase game still is going to be part of it.
Yeah.
Nice, good recovery.
A little bit better versus Peach too. You don't like knock her down from the throws as much, but you don't get reversaled off the second place shine. She doesn't have that, you know, frame 1 option off the tech. But yeah, right now Dreamland looking like a pretty brutal counter pick for Marth here.
Yeah, no, lloD making this look easy. I don't really feel like it's purely kind of an adaptation thing, but there's no denying that like Dreamland doesn't make you 3-stock guaranteed. Like, that was a very, very solid response from lloD.
Yeah. Maybe it was just a controller reset, you know? lloD's just going to run through now. I think KoDoRiN's going to get something on his next stage here. Maybe looking at FD or
FD
Stadium.
would probably be, yeah, my guess. FD just kind of limiting Peach's options. Making the neutral game a lot more like linear, a lot more kind of simple. And whenever you have something like that, like a really good way to understand FD is it's sort of like a magnifier of strengths and weaknesses. So anything Marth is good at, he becomes more good at. Like anything Peach is weak against, she becomes even more weak. Right.
KoDoRiN's corner pressure so far has been good. lloD makes it out barely. Now KoDoRiN's the one who's got to try to get back in.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned getting back in. That's a huge part of this matchup. Basically, in an ideal scenario, you got Marth kind of zoning with things like forward air to try to kind of play just outside of Peach's range, and then Peach's main kind of win condition is to grab a turnip. I know when I spoke with Polish about this a long time ago, Polish basically said like, if Peach doesn't have a turnip, she loses versus Marth, but if Peach does have a turnip, she beats Marth. So you're constantly looking for safe situations where you can create that kind of advantageous state with the turnip and then pressure Marth, and then when you don't have it, you're kind of playing around the options that he has, playing around the spacing.
Yeah, and KoDoRiN also knows that, so it becomes like, it gets to a point where when lloD doesn't have a turnip, he can also do that mix-up where he dash attacks underneath, you know, KoDoRiN just trying to zone Peach out. And even though he doesn't have a turnip, KoDoRiN's not expecting, you know, that approaching option. But KoDoRiN taking that first stock, gonna die to a stray aerial here. If lloD can get in, gets a poke with that turnip.
Yeah, finally gonna get a meaningful opening though. Forward throw rather, we're gonna do it. This is quite even though, you know, I think we just saw a 3-stock with the Dreamland game. I feel like some of the adaptation that lloD has made has been really, really, really good. Good CC there as well. Able to just get so much damage, but just barely not getting clipped by the fair. Once again, a cornered Peach is what we got.
Ooh, getting nothing off that tournament winner. He doesn't really have ledge options like that, so you really want to get damage when she has to grab ledge.
Yeah, that's one of the things I always feel with Peach. She's one of the characters whose weaknesses are the most easy to understand. Like, she's really, really, really poor when it comes to vertical mobility. She can't really deal with going to the top platform quickly. And she's so, so terrible off the edge. Compared to all the other top tiers, like, that is just something that she does not really have. All right.
Gets that down smash. Turnip
should
hits
do it.
that.
Oh, just barely not. Just doesn't get in the position to kind of do the turnip drop. See another edge guard scenario though. Nice recovery from KoDoRiN, just barely spacing around it.
Yeah, they've been nice this game.
It's like what looked like a pivot grab, just barely outspace around KoDoRiN. But just another grab. They're both so close in percent, basically 10% between the two of them. This has been so back and forth.
Yeah, you see KoDoRiN playing pretty aggressively out of the corner because he doesn't want to have lloD get a turnip. This not going to lead to too much off grab. You know, up throw is not going to kill, so just got to forward throw and take positioning.
Yeah, up throw is kind of going to kill in that, like, say, like 205 kind of percentage range. So we're going to see things like side B up tilt be a more common way to finish stocks. But again, KoDoRiN seems okay with playing kind of these high percent situations. Part of that is because lloD hasn't been able to convert too aggressively. You know, getting to 152 is actually like pretty high for Marth. Usually Peach can get something like a clean hit, nair, and just kind of get an edge guard. So good stuff for KoDoRiN. Already 80%. This is so big.
That 80% is huge. And it's rough for lloD right now, even if he's able to take the stock.
We've seen a lot of back and forth throws between both players, and Marth is not a guy who can kind of throw, like kind of hang with Peach and that thing. You know, he can't really play basketball. He has
His
a terrible throw animation.
Yeah, he's got like Shaq free throws or something.
He's got Shaq free throws, yeah.
They just go nowhere.
It's like literally the only thing Marth has in common with Shaq, pretty much. But,
oh, that just went right through. Okay, we're gonna see forward throws at this percent.
Yeah, again, you know, those forward throws, just trying to get for the stage position, keep the kind of corner pressure, and that up tilt is going to do it already. KoDoRiN suddenly turning things around. We were very, very even just a moment ago. This is looking rough for lloD.
Yeah, we're seeing that FD advantage when lloD is coming down on a recovery close to the ledge, but doesn't want to grab ledge. KoDoRiN's either getting a side B or an up tilt there, and side B will lead to up tilt, and up tilt will straight up kill.
Yeah, no, this is what I was saying earlier about kind of like magnifying any situation. Just something that's like normally kind of a bad spot for one character becomes like a super bad spot. And in that case, it's really when Marth is able to shark Peach from below. But if lloD gets this edge guard, it is quite big, really needs to close the stock out, but gets cornered again. Okay.
Oh, KoDoRiN just squatting him so many times, 6 times in a row.
I'm actually liking these forward smashes a lot from KoDoRiN too. You know, you got to play a little aggressive. It's okay to kind of gamble every once in a while because the benefit that you get from it if it connects is huge.
Yeah, it feels like lloD is just barely missing his stuff, and he seems kind of frustrating because he just keeps going in and just keep getting swatted away. KoDoRiN taking that game pretty nicely. And even though, you know, it was a high percent 2-stock, like, it was pretty close, but the way that game ended, it seemed like lloD was getting frustrated with his playstyle, just like trying to go in and getting smacked away over and over again.
Yeah, I think that's like the tricky thing with FD too, is it's such a different stage from everything else that, like, I imagine if you're lloD, you're kind of looking at that and thinking, like, is like my game plan the problem, or is just kind of FD sort of this weird kind of situation where kind of everything's going to play out a bit differently? I can't kind of use certain tools that I would have on stages with platforms.
This is kind of a strange counter pick
kind of FD-like.
Yeah,
like,
this is basically FD. So I kind of wonder why lloD counterpicked it, but we'll see what he's cooking here.
One of the big things, you know, I was talking earlier about turnips being such an important part of the matchup. One of the things that really makes that aspect of the matchup even kind of more lethal is Peaches have now gotten so good at like re-grabbing the turnip. It's very, very common for like a turnip to be thrown, re-grabbed, and spend so much more like uptime in the match than we used to have even like say 5 years ago.
Yeah. And on KoDoRiN's part, he's been trying to catch the turnips because, you know, shielding the turnips can be good too, but Marth full shield is not that great. He gets poked a lot by turnips, and we've seen that a few times this set. So, nice edge guard from lloD, taking a lead.
That's a stitch as well. That doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, get that stitch out of here. Going to 3 stocks apiece.
That moment there where we saw the down smash, kind of one of the first like sort of typical interactions you see with this matchup at low level. So clearly KoDoRiN playing around the down smash quite effectively. Not able to get too much.
When he gets hit by the down smash, dude, really doesn't lead to anything.
Yeah, really good DI.
DI's in.
Double dash attack. Right, gets a grab through the nair, and now once again in the corner, trying to kind of push Marth out. We've seen him drop edge guards throughout the set, but got it in the previous stock, so kind of can we see things turn around for lloD?
Yeah, KoDoRiN's been doing a really good job of recovering versus lloD. Kind of surprising, because I feel like usually when I see lloD versus Marth, if Marth's off stage, he's killing them like 80% of the time, but so far it's been like 40% this set.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's really been helping KoDoRiN in terms of his recovery is just his spacing of when he's like able to grab ledge has been kind of more ambiguous than a lot of other players. He's just kind of barely away from the ledge, and lloD's often in a situation where he's like, I don't know if he's going to grab it or not, or if he's going to need to up B, and it's making it tricky to edge guard. This is big damage.
Yeah, that 70% is huge. Gets that grab. Not able to get the tech chase with the dash attack there. I like that idea though, trying to tech chase in place with grab and away with dash attack. Oh, KoDoRiN! lloD is trying to drift back in. Does make it in, but takes a lot of damage for that.
Yeah, no, so far pretty even on both sides. Down smash. Kind of hard to tell if that was intentional. Like it looked like, you know, it kind of worked out. The spacing just a little bit off to get the tipper, but I wonder if a forward smash was what KoDoRiN wanted.
I feel like that was intentional. There might be like some percents on weird DI where that actually is a thing, and KoDoRiN would know if that's true. So
yeah, it definitely seems like a move that has some room to kind of be optimized. Still, there's definitely setups where it can be useful as it can kill off the top, but this is so close once again. KoDoRiN really wanted to close this out. I feel like the stage hasn't helped lloD too much, and that was something we were kind of wondering about. But of course, we're not the ones to top 8, so there's some kind of logic behind it.
I guess just being able to grab turnips on the side platform, he's done that a couple times. But yeah, overall, it just feels like lloD is just getting bigger punishes. Gets that grab off of lloD's punish, out of lloD's punish.
Okay. Trying to respect the corner on lloD's end, looking for an opening. Like lloD, of course, needs this. His tournament life is on the line. Any kind of big opening will be so huge, and this is the opening that we're looking for. Needs to set up an edge guard. It has to be really, really delicate.
Wow,
beautiful
KoDoRiN,
recovery.
He's so good. He keeps getting back.
Okay, forward throw going to be really, really big as well. Once again, we're going to look for that turnip wall. Peach trying to just barely push KoDoRiN out, not overcommitting. I really like the way that lloD's been playing this. Oh, that's going to do it.
Gets that nair. And we're going to Game 5 here, lloD versus KoDoRiN, our first set of Melee Top 8 here at Major Upset.
Yeah.
And lloD wins on Stadium, so I'm kind of wondering where KoDoRiN's going to go.
This is where it starts to get a bit more like stylistic, right? Like one of the things that, again, you kind of see more at low level is like Marth's maybe lean towards something like Yoshi's, but Yoshi's can be pretty good for Peaches. You know, they can kind of set up situations where Marth is off stage quickly. If you have a very strong edgeguard game, that can be quite powerful. So we are going to go to Yoshi's. Not super surprising, but it's not as bad of a stage for Peach, at least I feel, as kind of you'd expect because of stuff like this. Like you can just get such a meaningful opening and it converts into an edgeguard immediately, and that's death.
A stock in 10 seconds. Dr. lloD is in the building, and KoDoRiN, like, losing that last game feels so bad, especially once he's got no momentum starting this game off.
Oh, double down there.
That was so nice. But there's random mix-ups here. Oh,
what a beautiful sequence.
Wow.
This is one of the best things about watching Melee now is for stages like this where like people have the ability to kind of optimize these kind of micro situations. They're able to get so much more value than they used to even like 3-4 years ago. That double downer was so good, and just both of them kind of answering back and forth. This has been sick so far.
Oh, KoDoRiN just running in, just really trying to get in lloD's space, but lloD is ready for this aggression. That dash attack he's ready for, and this is gonna be an edge guard. lloD looking poised to take this game.
Oh, but KoDoRiN has been able to answer back this entire time. Both feel kind of so back and forth, but that's 52%. Oh my God, lloD is just taking control of the match. We got a forward throw though.
Yeah, that's not really a real thing versus Peach, unfortunately. No kill confirmed.
All right, I like the fact that lloD was not overcommitting there. One of the things that makes this stage a bit trickier is because it's smaller, you don't have the same room that you can to take a turnip. So every time lloD has a turnip, it's such a precious kind of moment. You just can't throw away that resource. Oh, bomb. And speaking of turnips, oh my God. Yo, let's go. KoDoRiN with the eye roll. He's
shrugging.
Kind of resigning himself to say, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in that situation. Looking a little defeated, but he's got to turn it around if he could stay in major upset.
Yeah, KoDoRiN, you can't let your mentality get shaken there.
Oh my gosh.
Especially on Yoshi's where you can get some early kills, especially with that up tilt.
And speaking of early kills, right? He was living to like 200% on Yoshi's, but on FD, on FD, but now on Yoshi's, way earlier deaths. But he needs a miracle. He needs another double down air.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, doesn't get the dare grab. That could have been a big opener, and no tech chase there.
Oh, Randall just kind
of. Oh, yeah, that potentially could have led to a ledge SSD.
Nice forward air to kind of get around the turnip. I like the crouch cancel from lloD. This is, again, a big opening for KoDoRiN. Can get some meaningful damage, you know, able to kill a lot earlier. I love the tech down from lloD. He is making this so tricky.
Oh, gets that tipper forward smash. We're going into last stock.
This has been the best game so far, man. They're both playing so well, and the punishes that they're getting, just completely different way of the match.
Yeah, oh, gets that tech chase. Oh, has to roll from ledge. Peach is not good off the ledge like you were saying.
That weak down air.
Oh, barely
my God, the ledge shield to roll off.
Okay, KoDoRiN's making it back. Bad ledge dash. And that should...
Oh, the turnaround up smash. This is exactly what Billy was saying earlier. He's optimized the edge guards. He knows that you can get a guaranteed kill by turning around, getting the strong hit of the up smash, and he takes it. These kind of little micro situations, turning it into a freaking lead. Holy crap.
Yeah, wow. That was a great game. Great set. And yeah, that up smash is kind of hard to hit. There's like a pretty small frame window where Marth is standing up and you'll actually get the strong hitbox of that. But lloD knows, and he saved that the whole set and had it there. So lloD moving on. KoDoRiN out at 7th here at major upset. What a great way to start top 8.
I mean, KoDoRiN definitely looked a little disappointed there. I think, obviously, the way that match played out was